We are wrestling.
How many chances do you give someone in a world all about trust, with lives and life-changing injuries on the line? Surely that is a finite question. When it comes to pro wrestling, surely it is irrelevant who your relatives are. It's irrelevant what you look like or what your gender is, or what time you show up each day, or the effort you make during training at the performance centre. The only relevant question is, how often do you injure someone? When the number of real-life injuries a wrestler causes to their ringmates starts to become a questionable number, whether it's black eyes, broken bones, bruises and everything in between, we have to start asking why this is happening and whether the performer causing the injuries is fit for the job. Who knows how many chances Nia Jax is going to get? Sure, it's reported that she's one of Vince's favourites, no doubt partly because of her size and her family. Sure, she's one of the famous Samoans, but is that a reason to keep getting a pass? My second cousin is a record-breaking pie eater. Doesn't mean that I should do the same as him. Jax's second cousin is The Rock. That doesn't mean she should be in WWE. With Nia Jax, it's becoming an epidemic. Far less injuries have been caused by wrestlers who have then been labelled as unsafe and subsequently fired. Usually, once a wrestler makes a reputation for themselves being unsafe in the ring, it's game over. In-ring trust is necessary when performing such potentially life-threatening actions every night. The word sorry must be one of Jax's most uttered words. Has this woman no shame? She should be ashamed of herself, as this has been going on for years at this point. I'm surprised any of the wrestlers backstage even talk to her, considering the list of victims she's amassed. Don't get this confused with stiffness as a wrestling style, by the way. Countless wrestlers have been known as stiff workers, but never injured anyone legitimately. No, this is all-out clumsiness on Jax's behalf. Charlotte Flair giving Jax a real-life slapping live during their match last week was the tip of the iceberg. If more of Jax's opponents gave her a receipt after being accidentally injured by her, then she might just learn. But for some people, there's no telling them. They're blind to the fact that they suck at their job and will never get any better, no matter how hard they try. At 37 years old, it's difficult to believe that Nia Jax will ever learn how to wrestle properly. This career is just not for her. Jim Cornette said it best. You know, she's a big girl and she carries weight and she can hurt people, whether she knows it or not. If it's been a couple of times over a period of 2 or 3 years, then that's the happens because she's a lot bigger than her opponents type thing, unless it's something she's been told not to do, and still she does it again and with the same result. Then you've got to say, tell you what, why don't you go home? It's never nice to tell somebody that they're bad at their job. I used to be really bad at stacking shelves, so I had to have a conversation with myself, and now I don't stack shelves anymore. It was better for the supermarket industry that I left. Perhaps it's time for Nia Jax to have that conversation with herself. It might be better for the wrestling industry if she wasn't there.
Are you ready?